Hello, welcome to my quick review of the Minichamps 1/43 scale Lexus LFA here in just a plain white. And talking of the white, let's have a look at the paint. Is fantastic actually. So I'm just going to turn it so you can see it in the light, looking on the roof and the bonnet and the doors, and you've got beautiful paint. I mean, look at that line there. That shut line would normally be filled with paint, but they've got the thickness of this paint just so that it just blends perfectly. It's quite stunning, really. I don't know how they've done it. You don't often get paintwork this good. Right, okay, now other detail. So we've got nice foil on the rear view mirrors there, on the doors. That's good. Venting detail, there, excellent. Here, under there. And while we're at the front, we'll see we've got that LFA, the font, which is the correct font for Lexus, I'm sure. And we've got a nice badge, which is actually quite bumpy, which is interesting. I mean, it's bumpier than it should be, but it's quite nice to have that 3D effect. Oh, let me come back a bit, and you can see there. Okay, yeah. Looking at the headlights, they're nice. It's not quite a straight edge there. I don't know if it should be. In a way, it looks correct, and it's the same on both sides. That slight curve around here to it. So nicely done. There's no real colour in, I don't know whether there anything in there would have been painted on the actual car, but it's adequate. Looks a bit of a mess when you're looking at that angle, but when you look from above, it's quite nicely done. Amber turning indicators there, very nice, translucent. The F logo on the side there, very nice decal there that you can't feel. These side plastic pieces are a bit weird. They've been put on afterwards, of course, because you couldn't mould that vent in there. So it doesn't quite sit properly flush at the top on this edge here, or flush with the door. And if you push it, you'll see it just comes away slightly. I won't do that too much, but that's all right. It's important to have that detail. You wouldn't not want to have it, so that's fine. Coming around the back, nice lens detail there with still that amber strip along the bottom below the red. More venting, of course, that would be a big vented piece, but here it's just filled in, and you've got the texture, so it's some kind of honeycomb effect there, which is nice. The LFA rear number plate, Lexus logo again, still quite bumpy, which is great. It's nice to have that 3D effect. Your three tailpipes, your Venturi there. Okay, so we're getting toward underneath the car. Let's look at the wheels. Nice gunmetal grey, I would say. They're quite respectable. I prefer these wheels to the later Nürburgring edition wheels. These are nice and delicate 5 Y-spoke wheels. I would say that these front wheels are a bit inset, and the rear ones are about right. And even the other side, the front wheel there is a little bit too inset, but not a big deal. So we can turn it underneath and look at you've got slightly wider wheels and tyres at the back, which is great. Tyre detail. You've got these twin cats in series on each side, on each bank. I don't know why they've painted the exhaust this colour. Obviously it's not a titanium colour, but who knows. You've got great under tray detail there, everything, you've got what looks like a subframe here, and really nice detail under the car, to be honest, because of course this would be a very aero car, and you've got the Venturis coming through at the back there. Okay, yeah, nicely done, really. Interior of this car being black, you can't see much, but thankfully we can see the center console, which is a really important feature on this car. It was very much a Lexus thing. I think it had a touchpad down on the center console that controlled things from there, which is great because it means the screen is further away from your eyes rather than within touching distance. You can see this one's a left-hand drive, which is unusual for a Japanese car, which would normally be right-hand drive. And I think you can just about see the gear, the flappy paddles on the gear there, because this was an automated manual, so it wasn't a dual clutch, so you had the real gear change experience with this car when you would have been driving it. These are one of my very favourite cars alongside the Ferrari GTO, known as the 288 GTO. I've got reviews of that on my channel as well, in 12th scale from Tamiya. And I've got an 18th scale auto art review of the LFA as well in matte black, so do have a look at that. It'll be on the end screen of this video, so you can get through to that. Like I say, you can't really see the inside. Let's see if I can angle that. You can see the bucket seats are very thin bucket seats, not much padding on them. Great things, lovely, beautiful. It's a shame it doesn't have the red interior. That would have added a bit more to it. The wiper, great, kind of a pantograph style, I would call it, maybe single wiper. But all in all, a lovely model that I'm happy with. You've got the divider in the boot there. Yeah, no, excellent. Like I say, I'm a fan of this car, so it's nice to have it in the collection. Next week I'm going to do another Japanese car from a similar era, a bit newer perhaps, and still a supercar. And but do subscribe to the channel. I've got loads of 43rd scale HPI and Spark, which generally are slightly better quality than a Minichamps, but this one is good. And I've also got 64ths, a load of Japanese cars in 64 scale, RX-7 FD that is, and some R33s, R35s, maybe an R34 or two. No, not an R34. Anyway, do subscribe. I've got some 12th scale, 18th scale as well. So thank you for watching, and you'll hear from me again next week. Cheers.